You taste blood and canvas as the ring floor presses cold against your cheek in a dirty warehouse basement. The referee counts, but you push yourself up, refusing to stay down in your very first underground fight. This is level 1, $400 if you win, $200 if you stay conscious. Rico pays you after the fight and tells you to come back next week if you want more. You hide the cash behind a loose baseboard because banks ask too many questions. You train in a filthy garage with a one-eyed coach who lost his eye in Atlantic City, pushing through constant pain. After 11 fights, you have a cracked rib that clicks when you breathe, but you keep going anyway. Coach V offers you a real contract for $1,200 a month, plus fight purses, and you sign immediately. You win your first pro fight by rear naked choke and hear the crowd actually cheering your new name, Razor Kane. You count $3,800 in a cheap motel room, knowing this is just the beginning. Your first real loss comes against a veteran who knows every dirty trick, and you feel the system's teeth for the first time. The pain becomes too much, so you start taking Oxy after fights, just to keep training and competing. You win 10 straight fights and become a regional name with sponsors and girls waiting after every bout. Mr. Lang approaches you after a win and offers a path to national exposure with real money and real stakes. You throw your first fight on purpose in Atlantic City for $75,000 cash in a gym bag. That night on the hotel balcony, the expensive whiskey tastes like nothing as you realize how far you've fallen. Mr. Lang offers you a bigger role, but it requires certain understandings that will change everything. You become the closer, the man who ensures fights go the right way, both inside and outside the cage. You now run your own string of fighters and own multiple gyms while controlling outcomes from the shadows. When someone tries to go independent, you make sure the message is sent with broken knees and flowers. You greenlight the fixing of a major national title fight and take $1.4 million as your cut. You live in a penthouse worth millions, but feel smaller and more alone than ever before. The boy who once fought for $400 in a dirty basement no longer exists. You now design entire fight cards years in advance and decide who rises and who falls. The last fragments of the boy you used to be appear only in quiet moments before disappearing again. At the apex of power, you stand in a penthouse worth millions and have never felt smaller. Somewhere in another basement, a new kid is shaking hands for his first fight, certain he understands the game. You are no longer surviving the machine, you have become the machine, and there is no exit. You now maintain the entire machine, deciding outcomes and controlling fighters across multiple promotions. You greenlight the fixing of a major national title fight and take $1.4 million as your cut. You watch young men destroy each other from private boxes and feel only a faint echo of recognition. At 31 years old, you have more power than most men will ever touch and have never felt smaller. You are no longer surviving the machine, you have become the machine, and there is no exit. Somewhere in another basement, a new kid is making the same deal you once made, believing he understands the game. The adrenaline of controlling outcomes from the shadows has become the only thing that still feels real. You live in a penthouse worth millions, surrounded by luxury, but feel completely empty inside. There are no more levels left to climb, and no more pieces of yourself left to sell. You are no longer surviving the machine, you have become the machine, and the cycle never ends. Somewhere across the city, another kid is making the same deal you once made, believing he can beat the system. You now design entire fight cards and decide who rises and who falls years in advance. You live surrounded by luxury, but have never felt more alone in your entire life. The boy who walked into that basement all those years ago has completely disappeared. You are no longer surviving the machine, you have become the machine, and the cycle never ends. From the top of your empire, you look down at the city and realize how small everything feels now. Somewhere in another basement, a new kid is answering the same phone call you once did. You try to remember who you used to be, but the feeling is gone completely. You are no longer just surviving the machine, you have become its architect and its master. The cycle never ends. You are the power now, and the game continues forever. You finish the expensive drink that tastes like nothing and set the glass down in your empty empire. The last fragments of the boy you used to be have completely disappeared. Somewhere in another basement, a new kid is making the same deal you once did. You stand at the top with more power than most men will ever know. You are the machine now, the architect, the guardian, and the game continues forever. You look in the mirror and can no longer find any trace of the boy who once fought for $400. The calls never stop, and you continue giving instructions because the machine demands constant attention. Somewhere below, another young fighter is beginning the same journey you started years ago. You now control outcomes from private jets while the system runs perfectly through your decisions. You are the power, you are the architect, you are the machine, and this weight is permanent. The penthouse is silent except for the low hum of the city far below. You continue adjusting outcomes with a single tap because the machine never sleeps. The last shadow of the boy you used to be fades away completely on this rooftop. You are now untouchable, commanding everything from private helicopters and penthouse suites. You are the power, you are the architect, you are the machine, and this story never ends. You look in the mirror and realize there is nothing left of the boy who once fought for hope. From private jets, you now control outcomes across the entire fight machine with a single decision. Somewhere in another basement, a new kid is starting the same journey you began years ago. You live surrounded by millions in luxury, but have never felt completely alone. You are the architect, you are the power, you are the machine, and this story never ends. The last shadow of who you used to be fades away on this rooftop forever. You now control the entire machine from the top with absolute precision and power. Somewhere below, another kid is answering the same phone call that once changed your life. There is no exit from this role. The system owns you completely. You are the architect, you are the power, you are the machine, and this story never ends.